What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rebel Racing Network. I'm Eddie Smith, and tonight we are, of course, the Hardline Transport Solutions Rebels Truck Series, and hitting up the old North Wilkesboro track twice in 1 week. I love it. Thanks for joining us. Getting ready for qualifying as practice is just finished up, and getting ready to go racing here at the legendary North Wilkesboro Speedway. We have, we've seen all kinds of racing here. We've seen a recent resurgence, especially on iRacing, with the release of the 87 cars a few years ago, and North Wilkesboro has been something that a lot of leagues have added to their schedules every season. So it's a fun short track. It's a legendary short track. So expect to see those who really excel there to pick to really to hit on all cylinders tonight. Of course, it's located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Opened in 1947 with the temporary grandstands. It'll seat 25,000 people, and of course your 0.625 mile length. Very interesting layout. The corners are really different. 3 and 4 feels like a normal turn, with the corner being really pretty straightforward. Get right to the bottom. And 1 and 2 though has got a very unique entry. You can almost drive in, push up. Going to make for some good racing, I think. Hopefully we'll see some ability to use the top side, maybe in 1 and 2, but I think the bottom is going to be where you want to be. But yeah, looking forward to the race tonight, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's talk about the championship standings as we wait for everything to sort of get up and going. Right now, Daniel Pope with a commanding lead with 277 points. You see Andy Kurtz there with 233, 44 points behind Daniel Pope, who has just been on a tear this season. Just a fantastic season out of him. I mean, I think a top 2 finish is his average, which is really just incredible. So I'm sure tonight will be no different. He's up currently atop the point standings for practice. So looking to see who can maybe knock him off his pedestal tonight. Going to be a tough one. You see Michael Kostick there having a great season as well. Dylan Bates, Sean Cool, Cody Bain, Elliott Carlson, Chuck Feltz, who's out tonight. Tracy Passons and Jonathan Cofield, your top 10. Your top 20, Charles Stevens Jr., Travis Beaver, Josh Oswald, Jonah Colbert, who is out tonight. You'll see the ones without numbers and where they're from will be the ones that aren't here tonight. So going to see some guys jump up in the point standings for sure. Alex Vethan 15th, Corey Bigley in 16th. He had a penalty somewhere in the first couple races, so he's looking to rebound from that. Mickey Isaac in 17th. Aaron Adcock, who's also out tonight, in 18th. Chris McLean in 19th, and Charlie Elmore in 20th. So some guys looking to really move up the point standings, and Daniel Pope looking to extend his point lead. And hopefully we'll get to see maybe a new winner tonight. So far, wins on the season. Sean Cool has 1, Jonah Colbert 1, Cameron Hamilton, and Travis Beckner all with 1, and then Daniel Pope with 2. So Daniel, the only repeat winner so far this season. As qualifying is just getting started, and let's go on board with Daniel Pope. See him really taking care of those tires as we watch this entry into the corner. Gets a little bit loose as he's coming to his qualifying time. Loses the back end. Going to reset and try it again. That's the cool thing about iRacing. You can do that. As he has yet. Of course, this will currently be on the lap time as because he slid across the line, so this one will pick it up. So he'll actually have 2 less laps to try to make it happen. So Chris McLean sitting atop the boards. As soon as I say that, though, Dylan Bates takes the top spot. Daniel Pope going to take the green flag here. And gets loose again, man. You can see really, really loose on cold tires. Brett Bieber goes straight to the top of the board with an 18.848. Let's see what Daniel Pope can cross the line at. Goes right to the... Oh, I thought he went to the top of the board. As soon as that happened, Cameron Hamilton jumps ahead and takes that top spot by just a tiny, tiny bit. So, going board with Travis Bieber, trying to improve upon his lap time. He's currently in 8th. See if he can improve that at any point here. Nope, a little bit slower that time. So, Travis is going to do one more. The front two in the 7s, 18.7. Got a couple guys in the 8s, Brett Bieber and Dylan Bates. And then in the 9s, pretty much all the way back to about 15th, 16th. So, those guys at the top getting every single bit that they can out of the car. As Travis Bieber going to take a few more laps. Well, just a few more minutes in qualifying. Let's see who we got in the webcams tonight. We got Brandon Wallace. I got Charles Stevens, Josh Oswald, Kyle Roberts, Spencer Gay, Tyler Rice, and Mickey Isaac. Let's bring somebody up here and talk to them if we can, as we wait on qualifying to get finished. And let's see if we got anybody we can talk to that isn't too busy. Let's talk to Tyler Rice. Tyler Rice, is Eddie in the booth? You got a copy? Well, Tyler, you sitting, have you qualified yet?
Yes, I have qualified.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like you're going to be starting a little bit deep in the field. Probably not the qualifying that you were hoping for, but still a decent lap. But I think your improvement on short track is going to show tonight as you're going to move up through the field, trying to get the Dark Horse Motorsports Hard Charger Award. Tell me a little bit about your strategy here as you start deep in the field to try to make your way up to the front.
Well, yeah, qualifying is not my strong suit, so it's always starting out back and working my way forward. But just try to keep the nose clean and keep the tires underneath it is kind of the big strategy. You could probably maybe make this a one-stop race if we go green. I don't see that, so we may be able to make this, depending on fuel. Fuel's gonna be the big thing. Make it a no-stop race and just play the track position game all night. And just try to keep the tires underneath me. That is the biggest thing, is keep the tires underneath me and the nose clean of this thing, and we'll work forward from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all right. Well, good luck, Tyler. Hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of the race.
Appreciate it, bud. Hope so too.
Well, there you have it. Tyler Rice got to start from deep in the field, but man, if there's anybody who can do it, it's him. Let's go ahead and get the qualifying grid going, as looks like we are ready to grid up and see who starts on the front row. Your pole sitter, which is your Chuck Peg Leg Pole Award winner, is going to be Cameron Hamilton. And we will start the Jeff by Junior Art starting grid. We'll make this a little bit smaller so you can see the names as we go through the list. We got to go quickly because we got a lot to go through. Casey Kelly starting outside front row. Daniel Pope, Brett Bieber starting in row 2. Row 3 is Sean Cool and Kieran Church. Row 4 is Dylan Bates and Matt Telder. 9th and 10th is going to be Josh Oswald and Michael Kostick. 11th and 12th, Eric Tracy and Travis Bieber. Starting 13th, 14th is Chris McLean and Corey Bigley. 15th, 16th is Tracy Passons and Brandon Pollitt. 17th, 18th is Elliott Carlson. 19th, 20th, Steve McDonald and Andy Kurtz. 21st, 22nd, Brandon Wallace and Kyle Roberts. 23rd is Jonathan Cofield. 24th, Spencer Gay. 25th, Mickey Isaac. 26th, Tyler Rice. 27th, Matt Knights. 28th is Davy Jones. 29th, Charles Stevens Jr. And 30th, Alex Veith. And then bringing up the caboose of the field is Butch Taylor in 31st and Gary Wright in 32nd. So a very strong field, a 32-car field. I think that's about right for this track, as it could be there could be a lot going on. We're hoping for some green flag racing, but man, it's going to be very, very difficult to race here. So we'll see how it all plays out as we get ready to get this done and I fumble around with all the settings. We're going to go around one more time. We'll talk about the race analysis as we get the Jeff Byatt Jr. Art out of the way. 100 laps, no need to pit for fuel. I'm going to go ahead and spoil it right now. They can do about 120, 110 laps on fuel, maybe more, depending on caution. So there won't be a need for fuel, but now they will have the ability to take 4 total sets of tires. Of course, the one faster pair. So tires is going to be the big decision maker. Do you pit for tires or do you keep that track position? That's going to be the game plan all night long. So that'll be what will be the deciding factor on whether or not during these cautions, if we have any, that we'll pit. But pace car down on the pit road, good Lord. And, man, green flag is out. And the number 50 goes out front early. Casey Kelly takes an early lead with a fantastic restart on the outside. So something to be thinking about maybe. Really impressive jump by him as he really made turn 1 and 2. We wondered if that top side was going to be good. You see Brett Bieber up there making some speed up there early on. I think that's going to hurt the tires, especially if we're not planning on pitting. That's something to think about. We have 100 laps, but see guys really making it work. You see in turns 3 and 4, doesn't really work as good. Oh, somebody going down low there. But so far, so good up front. Brett Bieber trying to make that work as we'll show the laps up here instead of the time. But it is going to be a battle up front. You see Cameron Hamilton all over the back bumper of Casey Kelly already trying to bull. Casey's going to get loose, and that's going to open the door for Cameron Hamilton, who goes to the inside, and Daniel Pope along with him. So that's all it takes. Just one little slip from Casey Kelly. Now he is in trouble. He's already lit up the rears. It's going to be tough to keep that going. Going to have to let him cool off just a little bit. As, man, Brett Bieber's still working that top side. I think that's going to be a detriment later on. He was going to want to get down on the bottom soon. He does. He gets right in front of Sean Cool, who takes over that spot. All throughout the field, we got a bunch of racing going on. Got some 2-wide action here. Got Kyle Roberts on the outside of Jonathan Cofield. This is a battle for 20th position. So you can see this is the hornet's nest of it all. If you're trying to get to the front, you've got to get through all this. For somebody like Jonathan Cofield, man, look at what you got in front of you. Definitely has the talent. Doesn't like this track. Talked to him a little bit before this race and said that he did not like this track combo for sure. And so he's got a lot of work to do if he's going to get through all that. But with some clever track position, maybe some pit strategy, you can find your way up there. Go up front, though. Cameron Hamilton still leading the way, starting to pull away a little bit with Daniel Pope. Those two atop the qualifying and the practice board, so they can set some really fast times. But those two starting to pull away just a little bit. Oh, I think we got a wreck back here. Yeah, big wreck. Andy Kurtz involved. Let's go back and see maybe what happened really quickly, as we got a lot of drivers involved. Charles Stevens Jr., quite a few folks. Let's go back and see. Oh, it looks like the 43 of, oh my goodness, Brandon Pollock gets into the wall, and a physics bug. He kind of has to check up a little bit, gets hit, and then it gets thrown. Oh, he catches that open wall, and good grief. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go back and watch that in super slow-mo on the Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. And I'm assuming, and caution is out. Nobody will be going down pit road, so we won't have to cover any pit road action. I want to watch this in super slow motion as he has to check up because he's getting a little bit loose. The 05 of Andy Kurt's going to get into him. He's going to catch this right here. Boy, this will bow. Well, if you didn't have a mouthpiece in, you were missing some teeth. And man, perfect landing though. I mean, I am very, very impressed with that landing. So Brandon Pollock already most likely having to use that faster pair, and he does, along with Charles Stevens and Matt Knights, who are involved in that. See if maybe we can go back and see what happened to Matt Knights. Going to see Brandon Pollock go up into the air right here, and it's sort of a melee as Jonathan Cofield involved, and then Matt Knights goes down and just barely taps Andy Kurt. So interesting, maybe he forgot to uncheck his faster pair, but he definitely used it. So Matt Knights down his faster pair. Thanks Kinder Farm and Ranch for that wreckage rewind. But up front, it is still Cameron Hamilton with Daniel Pope. These guys definitely not going to pit after only 12 laps. So not surprising one bit. 100 laps is not a long time. I mean, this is basically just a little over half a mile track. I mean, less than 20 seconds a lap. 100 laps is not enough time. So going down pit road for tires, I just don't know when that, I think, if it's me, I might pit at 50, assuming that a lot of people haven't already. I mean, just depends on what everybody does, but it's going to be really, really hard for me to give up a top 5 track position to get some tires here. But pace car pulls off green flag again for Cameron Hamilton. This time he's able to get a decent restart, but that top side looks really strong on the restarts. But Daniel Pope going to tuck in behind the 83 machine. It's back here. Casey Kelly, who took an early lead, had that slide. Is now fighting off Brett Bieber. I got to tell you, man, Brett Bieber, very, very impressive in the last few weeks. I don't think he's changed anything. I just think he's racing a lot better, qualifying, starting up front, and he's up here racing with some of the best, and already has a couple wins this season and all across the league. So Brett Bieber really showing off here as he runs in the 4th position. Let's check and see if we got any big movers so far. Tyler Rice, talked to him before the race. He said he felt good. Right now he is currently in the 19th position, up 7 spots. Let's go. So Tyler Rice already doing what he talked about, keeping the tires under him and trying to make it to the front after that disappointing qualifying effort. Right now he's right behind the 09 of Elliott Carlson. Be a good truck to maybe follow to the front. Battle between Travis Bieber and Chris McLean. It's a battle for 10th place. Chris McLean, very, very fast driver, but has just had a tough season so far. He's currently sitting 19th in points. I know he's expecting a lot better out of himself. Just been a tough season. Hard to really pinpoint what's wrong or what needs to get righted for the 5 machine. I think he just needs to maybe settle in and get some good finishes. Probably help his confidence a little bit. Really running 11th. Travis was able to get around him now. Trying to hold off Eric Tracy in that 67 machine. Eric looking really, really fast right now. And looks like Chris may be going the wrong direction. Oh my goodness, as he gets loose. I've already seen him a couple times get a little bit loose. It's a compound problem. You have to be careful. And he's going to allow Eric Tracy to get to the outside. Eric may have a pretty good drive through the middle of this corner. Top side here in 1 and 2 has been really, really strong. But Eric not quite able to take advantage of it. So McLean got to hold on to it for just a little bit longer. McLean just looks like he is struggling a little bit. And he gets loose again, so. Another driver to be watching out for. That 78 machine, Cody Bain. He started back towards his back. Oh, Chris McLean. Tracy Passons getting loose, able to save it. Tracy Passons going through the grass. Saves that truck, but Tracy trying to avoid Chris as Chris was getting real loose. But Tracy, the big loser, he's going to drop all the way back to 22nd from that. But going back to what I was saying about Cody, Cody's somebody we got to watch for. He is super smart on short tracks. He understands the long game. You have to get to the end. You got to take care of those tires. He's currently in 14th. Let's see if he is a big mover. He is in the third biggest mover right now behind Tyler Rice and Alex Veith. So got to watch out for Cody. He knows how to get around these short tracks. Of course, he's a part of the Velocity Motorsports team, and those guys really, really got maybe a wreck back here. Kyle Roberts has slammed the wall, and caution's out. We can go back and maybe see what happened. Looks like the 68. Who is that? Steve McDonald. Ooh. Go back just one more. Kinder Farm Ranch wreckage rewind here. And you see a little bit of bump there from Elliott Carlson, I think is in the 09. And yeah, Steve McDonald just comes down the track after that. I think it's because okay, yeah, see, there's a little bit of history here as these two battling it out. Gets into the 09 a little bit. That is Elliott Carlson. Elliott going to give him a little bump right here, saying, hey, I don't appreciate that. And 68 gets all kinds of loose. And then I don't know if he was attempting to maybe repay the favor, but unfortunately for Tyler Rice, he is going to be the one that's caught up in it. And so Tyler Rice with some big damage, all that he gained. Now he's on pit road getting that fast repair. So Brandon Pollock back on pit road. So we got some pit road takers. We've got Dylan Bates. So looks like the top 7 stayed out. Dylan Bates going to be the first one on what looks to be 4 tires. So a lot of guys here on lap 30 making a pit stop. Interesting decisions. I like this. This is the strategy of not having to worry about fuel. So, a lot of times fuel makes it where you're forced to pit. I have to pit at a certain time. So that almost gives you the right answer. If you have to pit one time, you're going to wait till about lap 50, pit then, take your fuel and tires, and then go on to the rest of the race. But when you have enough fuel to make it to the end, there is no right answer. We talked about it already, track position or tires. What's going to make the biggest difference? And so the leaders decide to stay out. I think that's pretty important. As you can already see, it's really tough to pass, but Dylan Bates going to be the first one on 4 tires, and we're going to see. Keep an eye out on that 91 machine. He may be the one to look out for in the next few laps, as he will restart in the 9th position or 8th position, excuse me. So we'll see what 30 laps is going to do. In iRacing, it seems like shorter tracks where you're kind of slow in the corners. The tires don't really wear out that much. I've seen people go 100 laps on Martinsville without pitting and still be competitive. So we'll see. Keep an eye on that 91. But lights are out on the pace cars. We're getting ready to go green. Cameron Hamilton with Daniel Pope. 1-2. After that slide from Casey Kelly, it's been these 2 drivers up front. So we'll see if maybe somebody can break this little tandem up. Cameron going to get a great jump there. Still Pope on the outside of right rear quarter. Going to drive it down in there. See if he can get the run to the outside. Ooh, you see, actually checks up a little bit. Little teamwork there. I like that. Knowing that if they get side by side, it's going to open up the door for these guys behind them. So these two trying to check out. We'll go back, check in on Dylan Bates as he's got those 4 tires. Let's see how big a difference they actually are. Really know where to go is Matt Telder right in front of him, but just really know where to go. It's hard to say if he's that much faster or not. Sean Cool also on 4 tires right behind him. And there's no rush. I mean, if the tires are better, then they'll still be better later into the run. You still want to take care of these because if they run 30 more laps and then the other guys pit, then they'll have the advantage. So you want to hang on to this advantage, being so close to the front, being in 7th. You've got the advantage. You just slowly work your way through the pack. Fortunately for him, just nowhere to go is Matt Telder and Eric Tracy side by side. Eric was sort of mired back there in the outside the top 10, but that strategy of staying out has given him some much needed track position. Telder and Tracy finally settle it, so we'll see. Maybe he can do something here. Give us a better idea of how big a difference those tires are. Looks like he is going to be able to clear Tracy here. Now sets aside sights on Brett Bieber, who seems to be struggling just a little bit here. And you can see, man, wow, the difference there of 4 tires against Brett's no tires. Man, he just drives right around him. So right now, we'll see what the comparison is here. Last lap, Dylan Bates almost let's just say 0.2 faster than your leader, Cameron Hamilton. So he is definitely a good bit faster. So it looks like tires about after 30 laps good for about 0.2, and that's pretty significant. I mean, Dylan is really making good use of it, so he's got to be feeling really good about his decision to come down and take 4 tires. He's all over the back bumper of Casey Kelly. Ooh, gets a little bit loose there. Another driver on 4 tires is Kieran Church, and that 22, another velocity driver. Oh, we got a big incident in the back, though. Got cars, trucks everywhere. Got 17, Josh Oswald spinning. Got Tracy Passon sitting backwards on the track. Let's go back and see maybe what happened. I have no idea. There it is. Okay, we went back too far. So on board with Tracy Passon, you're going to see the 5 get loose right here as he gets to get on the brakes. Comes back down the track, and then Tracy's going to go around. Nowhere to go for Brandon Wallace or Kyle Roberts. And then it's just sort of a parking lot here as everybody else able to skate through pretty quickly. But, yeah, just a couple teammates getting together there as Chris McLean had to check up really hard, maybe got in a little bit too hot, gets loose, and Tracy Passons goes around. Currently on pit road, taking a faster pair, so damage seemed to be pretty significant. Pit road pretty busy right now, as you see a few drivers on pit road. We got Eric Tracy coming down this time, so he's going to give up that track position. Felt like tires are going to be a big deal. A few other drivers electing to come down and take a set of tires. They got 4 tires tonight, so if you're towards the back, if you're mid pack or further, definitely worth it to come down and maybe take a set of tires. So as of right now, the only drivers that have stayed out are Cameron Hamilton, Daniel Pope, Casey Kelly, and Brett Bieber in that 808. Brett already, we saw him starting to get swallowed up by him. So I don't know what the right call is for those guys now. I think if you're the top 2, you feel pretty good. Y'all seem to be pulling away a good bit. Casey Kelly make you a little bit nervous as he was really under fire from Dylan Bates there before that caution came out. But I think the front 2 may be okay for a little while, and I think as they get more laps on the tires, next couple cautions may come on and get that final set. But if we go green to the end here, it could play out pretty good for Dylan Bates and Kieran Church, Sean Cool, Cody Bame, those guys who come down and take 4 tires. Lights out on the pace car. Let's get back rolling. This is a pretty good race. We're halfway and a couple cautions, 2 or 3. And I think they've all been pretty easy. Just 1 or 2 cars involved, nothing major. And just hard racing. That's what we like. That's why we like these short tracks. Green flag is out, though, for Cameron Hamilton, Daniel Pope. Daniel going to be a little bit more aggressive here. He's got new tires behind him. He can't afford to give up those positions. Dylan Bates all over the back bumper of that 16 truck. They go barreling down. You see Brett Bieber way up top, still working that top line. Man, look at this big old field of cars, trucks. Two, 3 wide as they come off the corner. Oh, Casey Kelly has some sort of issue. Let's go back. Oh, man. Wide, super sideways here off the corner, trying to hang on those old tires. Oh, it's actually a little bit of net code as Dylan Bates gets into the wall with a fantastic save from Kelly and a great job of everybody avoiding that. So now Casey Kelly in a terrible spot. He is all surrounded by 4 tires, and he is on some really, really cooked rears as caution does come out, though. It looks like maybe Chris McLean is around. We'll see what happened. Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind getting a whole lot going on. Oh my goodness, looks like somebody in front of him gets loose. Can't really tell who that was. The 21 of Gary Wright is who it was. Gets loose, and unfortunately, Chris McLean involved in that thing. So it keeps getting worse for Chris. Is, man, just having a tough night. As we look, Daniel Pope, only one in the top 5 for sure. Coming down pit road, it's time to take his 4 tires and fuel, and now he's going to have to come all the way back. He is still dropping spots. Going to be right around the 20th position when he comes out of pit road, so a lot of work to do for that 16 truck. as Cameron Hamilton stays out on those old tires. Cameron and Brett Bieber banking on a lot more cautions. We'll see how that plays out. Well, there's a lot of, let's check in on here. Let's see who is still on the move. Man, look at Charles Stevens Jr. up 18 spots from where he started. Let's see if we can talk to him real quick. We're going to have to be quick about it, though. Dark Horse Motorsports. See if we can get him up in here real quick. Charles Stevens Jr., this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Don't want to talk to you for too long. You're about to go green, but I see you're up 18 spots, taking advantage of some issues, get some track position. Currently running 11th. How's that truck feeling, and what do you need to get up there in that top 5?
It's feeling pretty good. A little tight. I'm putting a little bit more brake bias into it to try to help it turn, but other than that, it's feeling pretty good. And I got into that first wreck, and I just got to try to keep it clean and with no fast repair, and hopefully I can get to the end.
All right, well, we're going to let you go. Getting ready to go green. Good luck.
Awesome. Thanks, Eddie.
Charles Stevens Jr. feeling pretty confident. You see he's feeling good as we get ready to go green here with about 41 laps to go when we do go green. You can see Kyle Roberts, Cody Boehm also on the move. Good start. You see Brett Bieber actually spins the tires a little bit. Cameron Hamilton wants to get away, but I think he's in trouble as here comes Dylan Bates to the outside. Going to get there on that right rear quarter. He's going to have the spot. Can he make it work through 3 and 4? That's been the toughest spot, but those fresh tires are going to make all the differences. He will get position on him at the start-finish line. Dylan Bates actually leads that lap, and in 1 and 2 you can see the difference, and he is able to drive right by Cameron. Cameron in trouble a little bit. I think he's going to be he's going to get, he gets a little bit sideways there. He's just going to start to get eat up. Now, I think his skill level will definitely help even out some of these tires differences, but it's still going to be a tough road, especially if we go green to the end. Dylan Bates going to ride off into the sunset. Let's go on board with Daniel Pope as we watch him try to drive through the field as he's following Corey Bigley. It's so hard to do. Get back in this traffic to navigate this. There's so many levels of being good at iRacing. And, first one is, can you get in there and keep the car straight? Then the second one, can you go out there and run a fast lap? That's usually the next step that most guys do. Can I go out there and run really fast? The next step is, how do I put a race together and be able to save tires? Then it's, how do I manage tire strategy? And then how do I drive up through the field? How do I make sure that I make efficient passes and make all the moves that I need to do, take advantage of any scenario that gains me a spot that I can move as quickly through the pack as possible, and also do it safely and avoid wrecks. I mean, there's just so many levels of skill, and I think we're watching that latter one as Daniel Pope has already moved up to the 13th position. One of the only drivers to take tires inside the top 10 is, Brett Bieber. See, there's one of those examples of being able to take 2 spots there. Is that outside line sort of checks up for Brett. Brett's following really quickly. He's outside the top 10 now, as we watch Daniel Pope continue to pick them off one by one. Eric Tracy tried to get to the inside, but Daniel kind of blocked that off. We go up front, though. Cameron Hamilton still holding on to that second place. Sean Cool has made it up there to his back bumper. Oh, and Cameron's going to get a little bit of the wall. Very scary. We've already seen Brandon Pollock go through the air into the shadow realm, do some flippy flips, and comes back down. You want to be careful not to catch that gate. That could spell real big trouble for you. But now Cameron may be in trouble as he's stuck on the outside, but caution is out. Looks like the broadcaster curse, maybe. It looks like Charles Stevens turned around. We just talked to him. Biggest move of the race. I got to stop talking to these guys. These dudes do not want to talk to me anymore because That's happened way too many times. Let's Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Let's see what happened. Oh, just gets a little bit of help from who I believe the 28. That's Corey Bigley. Go back and check that one more time. As they're coming off the corner, Charles trying to hang on to that position, and he did give a little bit of room, and you can see just a little bit of net code. You hate to see it, but they probably would have made contact anyway. But yeah, that's hard to say. It looks like they were going for the same real estate. Charles trying to defend that position. He's definitely ahead of him, trying to maybe get down, and Corey Bigley trying to get that position as well. And fortunately, Charles Stevens is going to go around. So Garrett Kinder in the chat says, "Stop the curse." Yeah, no doubt about it. It's every time it gets me. Everybody watching in chat, tell me, how does the stream look? Is it stuttering? Because I'm stuttering on my end, as I was doing a lot of stuff before the race, trying to get the point standings and stuff to work. A lot of times I'll see some stutter, but it won't show up in the broadcast, but let me know. So as we check in on some folks, Cameron Hamilton finally comes down and takes that pit stop, and he will fall back to 13th position as everybody else behind him came down pit road 2. Kieran Church comes down as he had made his way up into the top 5. Comes on down and takes another set of tires. So still some folks own some old tires, so we'll see a big shakeup here up front. As I think at this point, if you're Dylan Bates, you've kind of made your bed. I don't think you're going to pit much anymore. You might. I mean, the 4 tires has really been a big deal. So, but right now your best tires is right here, Casey Kelly, and then right behind him, Daniel Pope. These 2 drivers with the freshest tires in the top 10, it looks like. I think maybe Elliott Carlson is the next driver up there. So if you're Daniel Pope, you got to be feeling pretty good. Casey Kelly as well. Elliott Carlson, those drivers got to be feeling pretty good, as they'll have the ability to go attack here with less than 30 laps to go. Nope. Dylan Bates blinks out a little bit right as he's doing a little lag switching on the green flag, trying to catch everybody. Still doing it. We click on somebody else. We watch Sean Cool. Dylan Bates just blinking out, having some connection issues. Hopefully that holds on and doesn't cause him to disconnect. I really should shut up. Go on board with Daniel Pope. Oh, we got maybe a wreck going on now. Caution is back out. Looks like we're in it. We'll go back here, see if we can maybe find it. Travis Bieber, Andy Kurtz, Kyle Roberts, the 68 of Steve McDonald involved. See if we can go back and see what happened. See it already happening up there. Kieran Church may have been involved. I can't see. It looks like maybe Tyler Rice. Oh, man. As they're going down into the corner, the 10 of Davy Jones just blows the corner. I don't know if maybe he had some heat from behind him. If we can go find, there's too many trucks in this field. I can't find them. And exactly what it is. I mean, Cameron Hamilton has put so much pressure on the 10. He doesn't want to get run over. He's doing everything he can to. He gets a little bit loose. He feels like Cameron's going to try to look down to the inside. He's probably looking in his mirror and overdrives the corner just a little bit. And unfortunately, Tyler Rice going to be involved. Josh Oswald gets involved in that as well, as we can go watch from Josh Oswald's point of view. Yeah, just kind of stacks up there. Hard hit from the 17. And the track just gets blocked up. So caution after caution. They're starting to breed more cautions. And if you've got those fresh tires, cautions is your worst enemy. You do not want to be pacing under yellow flag. You cannot. I mean, your tires have no advantage if it's under yellow flag. So if you've got fresh tires, if you're Cameron Hamilton, if you're Cody Bame, Kieran Church, which we saw Kieran involved in that incident, you seeing these yellow flags, it's just detrimental to your bid to get back up to the front. Though there are some newcomers. I mean, Matt Taylor's been up front most of the night, but he's currently in the third position. Got about 10 lap older tires than Daniel Pope, who's right beside him, but about 17 lap fresher tires than the trucks in front. So talked about some other drivers making some strategy calls. Taylor doing a great job too, as he has got better tires than the two up front. I think the two up front, though, they are done. They're going to fight for every little bit they can get. I don't think you come down pit road. 20 laps to go in a short track. The way the cautions are falling, I just don't think you're going to have a chance. So I think at this point, I would be surprised if I saw anybody come down pit road again. But Dylan Bates is going to want to get a great jump here, get out to as big a lead as possible and try to set sail and hope the tires equalize here with 20 laps to go. Does get a pretty good jump. Sean going to try to get down and hold that bottom as Matt Taylor tries to fill the gap. On the bottom, he does get there, but he's got the 16 on the outside with Casey Kelly waiting in the wings. Taylor drives down to the bottom, though. Feels like he's getting eaten up here, but he's doing a good job. Sean Cool on those old tires is going to check up a little bit out of 4. So that's going to give Taylor the inside track. And these fresh tires have nowhere to go as these guys are going to have to sell it. But Sean Cool gets a little bit loose as they come off the corner. Almost tail slaps the one truck. But they go down into turn 3 and 4. Taylor looking really, really good if he can complete this pass. Sean Cool going to make it very difficult, especially down here in 1 and 2. That top side has been really, really strong. You see Taylor really fighting the entry there to try to get as much speed through the middle. Just not quite able to do it. Let's see if he can get it here. He should have the advantage here on the bottom. As it comes off turn 4, Sean Cole really wide, almost going to get into the wall, but Taylor actually gets loose, spins the tires down the straightaway. Oh, they're going to make contact as the 16 going to look to the inside. Taylor going to try to defend that inside, but Pope is there so close. As Daniel Pope is going to give him a bump as he goes around. Taylor going to hit the pit side of the pit wall, and he is going to be looking the wrong direction as caution does come out. As Pope makes contact with the one. Really, really hard racing there. And Taylor trying to block off that inside line, and Daniel Pope gives him the bumper. We'll kind of go back and watch that. You see Taylor really using up Sean Cool, and he got to the Pope got to the inside, but didn't really quite have it just yet. As Taylor did a great job of getting through there, and yeah, 16 just goes up and gives him a bump, and yeah, that's all she wrote. So disappointing for Taylor, who was having a great race up into that point, and gets put into the tires. Taylor on pit road, going to lose a ton of spots. It's going to be really, really hard to make that up. But up front, though, Dylan Bates still holds on to the top spot. Daniel Pope, after that incident, is going to be in second. Casey Kelly in third. Sean Cool in fourth. Fifth is Elliott Carlson and Michael Kostick in sixth. Eric Tracy in seventh. Corey Bigley, eighth. Cameron Hamilton in ninth. And 10th, Cody Bame. Elliott Carlson has really been moving through the field. Let's see. Right now, Charles Stevens Jr. still in this thing because he's running 15th. He is up 14 spots from where he started. Elliott Carlson, though, had a great drive. See him back there in the fray, getting all wild. Some contact here and there, trying to make it up through the field. But he is able to do it so far. He's up to 5th position, looking to maybe try to get up there and steal a win. Going to be tough. I want to shout out Gary Wright, running in 19th. He has made up 12 spots. So Really, really good by Gary. A lot of guys taking advantage of some issues, keeping their stuff clean. Well, it is. I'm scared to talk about anybody else. If I'm honest, I keep talking about people and singing their praises, and they keep getting turned. I don't know. I don't know who to show. But keep it on the leader. That's what I'm supposed to do here at the end, as we're going to have about 11 laps to go. And it's going to be some of the toughest racing you've ever seen. If we can get some green flag laps in, guys are going to be pushing as hard as they can to make up some time. This top 5, I think, is going to be wild. Well, here we go. 11 laps to go to settle this thing. Dylan Bates on old tires. Daniel Pope on new ones. And, man, Dylan gets a fantastic jump. That's what he's got to do to hold these tires off, as he gets a pretty good jump. Let's see what Daniel Pope can do. Or maybe Casey Kelly, who we saw early be really, really fast, had that slide and kind of relegated himself to third. And, oh, man, Daniel Pope is there. Some of the hardest racing you've seen all night. Dylan Bates having to do all he can, but it's not going to be enough. Is Daniel Pope going to give him a little bit of bump, go down into the inside? That is the preferred line, but Dylan going to fight hard. Not going to give it up easy. Not going to give the win up with 10 laps to go. And, oh, Daniel Pope gets a little bit loose off the corner, and that's Dylan's going to have the preferred line up on the top side. And it looks like Matt Telder and Gary Wright go around. Looks like Gary. All right. Go stop talking about these people. Matt Taylor gives him a little bump, and Gary Wright goes around in the 21. I swear. I think maybe y'all are just listening to the broadcast, so when you hear your name, you get all nervous. Of course, that's not Gary Wright's fault, as Taylor gives him a little bump. I will say something about iRacing that really grinds my gears. It really bothers me that, Daniel Pope with Matt Telder, he gave him a bump, but in real life, I mean, at the speeds that they're going, you should be able to make a slight bit of contact and the truck not just do a whirly bird and spin out. And unfortunately, that's where we are for some reason on iRacing. As you get to slow speeds, I don't know what it is about the tire model or just the collision model in general, but in real life, Daniel Pope gets into the back of Matt Telder there. Telder slides up the track a little bit. Maybe not even that, just gets a little bump, keeps going, no problem. Same with that issue between Telder and Gary Wright. Gary probably just gets a little bit loose, but able to hang on to it. But for some reason, as you see the 51 of Alex Veith getting the lucky dog. But yeah, just the slightest bit of contact and these trucks go around. That's the most aggravating thing about iRacing at the moment to me, is I want to see these guys be able to get up there and battle, but you just know if you make a slight bit of contact, the truck just seems like it loses all grip and just goes around immediately. So unfortunate. I mean, you got to know that that's a thing and try not to bump somebody. But sure would be nice if iRacing could fix that. There's plenty of other games where you can go in there and bump somebody and it not just totally spin them out. Kevin Kinder says the Eddie Magic. Yeah, no doubt. I wonder if I could, I talked about the pace car a little bit, if I could make the pace car spin out. That'd be pretty sweet. I've talked about a lot of drivers, okay, and only just a few of them have been involved in incidents. You talk about enough drivers like I do, just cover the field, say about everybody's name. Eventually, it's going to work out. Self-fulfilling prophecy, I guess. But we're doubled up, getting ready to go green here. We're going to have a little shootout here. Looks like we're going to get the one to green here, and that should give us 4 laps to the finish. We do have 2 green-white checkers if we need them. I would imagine we're going to need them. Dylan Bates looked really, really strong trying to hold off Daniel Pope. Pope looking really good. He's got 27 lap fresher tires than Dylan Bates, so Dylan going to really have to fight. And Casey and Sean Cool waiting in the second row there, just in case those two get together. As soon as the pace car goes off, Dylan Bates getting with it. Got a whole truck leaked as it go down to the corner, but quickly Daniel Pope covers that. Is he going to get maybe to the outside? He's going to get a good run off the corner. Not quite able to make any move just yet. Going to get right to the back bumper. The 16 is there, but here comes the 50. He's trying to clear Sean Cool. If he can get around Sean, I think the 50 is going to be a major player here with just a few laps to go. Lap 98 as they come around. Going into turn 3 and 4. Still nothing out of Daniel Pope. Has he run out of tire? Is he out of time? Can he do anything? We've got a wreck. Got Eric Tracy going around. Is there going to be a caution? No caution. Oh, you see Daniel Pope in trouble. Now he's back on the defensive. Casey Kelly here at the end going to put the fastest lap of the race down with a little bit of damage, but white flag is out for Dylan Bates. One more lap to go. Can he hold off 20-lap fresher tires and get the win as he goes down the backstretch? It looks like the two behind him are just sliding their rear tires, but as he comes off of turn 4, strategy plays right into his hands, and Dylan Bates is going to win here at North Wilkesboro with a fantastic battle there, fighting off brand new tires, and he is going to take the win. Man, what an incredible finish. As your winner, Dylan Bates, going to do some burnouts on the front stretch. Just an incredible job by him to make the pit. When he did, he pitted on lap 30. And he's got 71 laps on those tires. Just the right call with just how the caution and stuff worked out. And he was able to come home with the win. Just a fantastic race. So great way to finish it as we were watching Daniel Pope, Casey Kelly really battle it out. Let's see if we can go back and watch maybe the last couple laps from Casey Kelly's point of view. He's definitely not the winner. Let me get that off of there. But watch these two battling it out. See him trying to get under it. Daniel Pope sideways. You love to see it. And just not quite able to get there, but a fantastic race out of those drivers. So, all right, well, let's talk to your winner, Dylan Bates. Let's bring him up into chat. I want to talk to him. It's exciting. Dylan Bates, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy? Dylan, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Man, what a race. Just a lot of fun there at the end. But making the call to come down pit road early on lap 30. Obviously, the right call, the way the cautions played out. Coming down on lap 30, you come out or on the outside, maybe right around 10th place, and able to make your way back up to the front. And at the end, be down a set of tires, 27 lap older tires, able to hold off Daniel Pope, Casey Kelly. Man, just incredible job. So congratulations first off. Talk about that decision to pit on lap 30 and how you thought it was going to play out, and you know what how your strategy changed as the race went on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what those leaders would do, but I knew that if I pit out of fourth or wherever I was at there, that I would pull most of the field with me. So I figured I'd go ahead and make that move, and like I thought, most of them came with me. I think I only lost 4 spots on pit road. Restarted 8th, and used the tires, got back up there to the lead. Some of them guys peeled out on the pit lane later and tried to get some tires to catch back up. But it would just happen to be the right call. The cautions kind of fell right where we needed them to keep my tires on the car for as long as they were. You know what I mean? So the cautions definitely helped out, but we'll take it the way we can.
How big a deal does it make, in your opinion, and maybe in the trucks, but whenever you're able to get those cautions, maybe 2 or 3 in a row, to cool the tire temperatures down? Do you think that makes much of a difference, especially when you have like a 4 or 5 lap run to the finish?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Just to tell you, I ran my fastest lap of the race on lap 98, which was a 9:04. So those heat cycles and keeping the temperature out of the tires towards the end of the race definitely helped me on restarts compared to the guys with new tires.
Yeah, well, you did a great job on those restarts. I mean, just nailed them. The last one, in specifically, I mean, you had a whole truck link as you went down into turn one. I think that was, a big key to your victory tonight. But man, congratulations! You answered all my questions, so I don't have much left. Just a great win, and as always, who you got to thank? Any sponsors or shout outs?
Yeah, man, just all the guys at 16 XCI Racing, TB Enterprise, and it was pretty cool to see SPM sweep the top 3 or 4 or however many it was tonight. Looks like top 5 actually. So pretty cool to see that, and us short track guys coming to run the big cars, and this is kind of our style of racing, so we like to do it.
There you go, Dylan Bates, your winner tonight. He's definitely going to be celebrating, as that was a hard fought victory. But let's bring in. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Daniel Pope, as we'll get his opinion on the race and get the right info up there. Daniel, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, second place, not what you were hoping for, I'm sure. Different tire strategies with the way the fuel was set up, where you didn't have to take fuel. It made it a little interesting. You weren't able to just kind of throw the Hail Mary in on your fuel stop, and you had to pick the right time to make take your tires. Seems to fall right into y'all's hands most of the time for your short track guys who really don't worry about fuel that much. Do you feel like you made the right call to be able to get back to the front?
Well, I'll get to that in a second. First thing I need to do is take a second to apologize to Matt Tilder. I misjudged my location to his left rear and tagged him there coming off of 4 and spun him towards the end of the race, and that's not something I like to do, and I hate making those mistakes. So whatever penalty comes from that, I'm okay with. But back to my race. I don't know. I don't know if I did the right strategy or not. Obviously, I didn't. We hadn't really fell off when those first couple cautions happened, so I didn't think the tires were wearing very bad. And then when Dylan pitted and came back through the field and he was running, so much quicker than us, it made it blatantly obvious that we had made a bad call. And, we pitted on that next second, the couple restarts after that, and I was just fortunate enough to wind up in the right lane a couple times and avoid a couple incidents and work my way back up in the top 5 and settled for a second place.
Well, obviously tires make a big difference when you're trying to work your way through the field. There's just so many different tire strategies going on. But, you were able to quickly dispatch a lot of the drivers. What do you think was the biggest factor in that? Just being at the right place at the right time, lane movement at the right time, the guys checking up on the top while you're on the bottom. What exactly do you think helped you get up into the top 5 really, really quickly after that pit stop?
Lucky lanes. When I would move to the bottom, that lane would move, and when I'd move to the top, that lane would move. And it doesn't always work that way. And I just started trying to follow Casey. Casey's a unbelievable race car driver, short track driver, and I seen him making moves and working through the field, and so I just followed his lead. And then, when we got up for that restart, he was in a bad lane, and I was in a good lane, and I happened to get in front of him. It's as much luck as it is anything else.
Well, you were able to get it done. You got down to the end and had that restart where you were there in second place, but just weren't able to get it. It seemed like as y'all got into those last few laps, it turned into more defensive driving for you, as not quite able to get to Dylan, but Casey started putting a whole lot of pressure on you. What lap did you finally decide, hey, look, I'm not going to be able to get Dylan. I've got to defend this second place finish?
To be honest with you, I've got 2 wins on the season, and I'm locked in the playoffs, and I know Dylan needs it. And I was going to race him hard, and I was going to try to win the race because that's what we're here for, but I wasn't going to make any silly moves. I'd done something stupid when I got over, into the one truck, so I didn't want to be 2 for 2. And so I got a really good run on that one restart, got to his inside, and he held me really tight. and I decided right there, you know, the best thing I could do was not crash another truck. And then when we went back green on that last restart, I took a bunch of brake bias out thinking that I was too tight, and I went the wrong way, and I just slid the right rear a couple times, and then it was, like you said, in full defense mode, trying to hold Casey back.
Well, still a really fantastic race. I mean, another top 3 finish. I think your average is like second on the season. So just a dominating performance. You had 44 points going into the night. You've extended that lead over second place Andy Kurtz by quite a lot. It's over 50 points at this point. So just having a fantastic season. I mean, I think if it wasn't for playoffs, you'd be in a good position to go ahead and crown yourself as a champion in just a few races. But as you start to think about the playoffs as they get closer and closer, tell me what your thoughts are as you go into the playoffs. How you guys have been working really well together as a group. At what point in the stage of playoffs does that change and you start being a little bit more selfish?
I don't think it does. I mean, I would love to win the championship, but we all have to do it as a team. We have to do it together, work together, and make sure everybody, has an opportunity. I would love to see me and my boys be the final 4 and race it out, and that would make me more happy. And if any 4 of us won, that's awesome. That's what you like as a team owner, as a leader, is for your whole team to succeed, not just yourself. So that's my thoughts and my ambitions, and I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to make friends. I'm here to race and meet new people, and winning and success is just part of the puzzle.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations, Daniel. Second place finish yet again. Very, very impressive. And as always, the floor is yours. Who you got to thank? Any sponsors, shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to Chef by Art. Chef by, they do a great thing. They're fixing to open up their ITZR Late Model Stock Car League tomorrow night. So anybody wants to check that out, check out their Facebook page. It's pretty good late model stock racing. And my guys at SPM and Dylan and all my teammates and everybody for an opportunity to have a good time. Matt, the commissioner of this league, he's a very, very good man, and every time I've talked to him, he's been so nice and extremely humble, and I appreciate him.
Well, there you have it. Daniel Pope, your second place finisher. Casey, been very, very patient and been waiting for his interview. Appreciate you waiting, Casey. Congratulations, Casey Kelly, on a third place finish. Man, you had a great race. Oh, you got a copy, by the way?
Yeah, I got you.
Should probably ask that. Man, pretty good race. You started out getting out front early and looking to maybe lead some laps. Got a little bit loose, let those 2 get by you, and kind of hung around there for a while. Talk about your race, man. How was it like trying to drop through the field when you and Daniel sort of pitted together about 45 laps from the finish and trying to drive up through the field? Did you think we were going to get back up there? And once you got back up there, what maybe little else did you need to get up to Dylan Bates and maybe win this thing?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what the strategy was going to be. We decided to stay out after that first caution because we didn't feel like had fallen off on speed enough to pit. But those guys like Dylan, they came rushing through the field pretty quick. So on that second caution, we decided to go ahead and pit since I had fallen back some anyway. So I wasn't really losing anything by pitting, so I went ahead and pitted and got some tires there, and some misfortune from other people and the cautions that kind of worked out for us. We got back up to the front, but by the time we got to the front, there was too many cautions to really go anywhere. So it was a good race, though. It was fun. Third place is not bad at all in this group. This is only my third race with the Rebels, but it's been fun every time.
Yeah, I mean, really impressed with the way you drove tonight. It seemed like it was a lot of fun. I mean, this combo, trucks at North Wilkesboro, do you think it's a fun combo? Normally, you'd like to have a little bit more horsepower. I know y'all come from super lates and stuff like that to have a little bit more power on throttle. It seemed like you could still get it a little bit loose. Do you feel like this track and this truck and track combo was a good one, or was it missing a little bit?
No, I like it. I mean, it's different for sure. I know a lot of these guys running the truck aren't probably the biggest fans of the short tracks, but it's good to mix it up and have a short track in there. And you think it brings a lot of cautions, and it did bring a few cautions tonight, but it wasn't too bad overall. So I do like the track and truck combination.
Yeah, was there any attempts at trying a high line? We saw some guys really make 1 and 2 work on the high side. 3 and 4 seemed to be a little sketchy, just depending on how your tires were. Were you able to make any moves and stuff on the top side at all?
For sure, if you're side by side, the Highline was way quicker in 1 and 2. The truck doesn't have as much horsepower as you'd like, so if you get pinched down there on the bottom, you sure gotta make that corner work if you're gonna be on the bottom.
Well, third place finish, Casey. Very, very impressive drive. Fun to watch you and Daniel Pope race it out at the end and also drive through the field. That's always really fun. So congratulations, and as always, who you got to thank? Any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Shug Steakhouse and Cameron Hamilton for painting this truck up for me. He does awesome work. I'd like to thank him for that.
Man, Shug Steakhouse. That sounds pretty good right now. Well, congratulations, Casey. We'll talk to you next week, I'm hoping.
All right, thank you.
Well, alrighty. Well, there is your top 3. Fantastic race. Let's go through the results and see where everybody finished. Some guys really having some tough nights, and we'll see where everybody ended up. Sean Cool comes home in 4th position. Elliott Carlson in 5th. 6th is Michael Kostick, who was up front all race long. We didn't talk about him too much. Had a little damage on the front of that truck, but still did a great job. Finished in Michael Kostick is an all-around racer. I mean, he's going to be embarrassed that I'm sitting here talking about him this much, but I'm telling you, next week, y'all better watch out at Watkins Glen. Michael Kostick, I think, is going to be the truck to beat. He seems to be good almost everywhere. Big tracks, super speedways, short tracks, and, of course, road courses, no doubt. So, Michael Kostick with another 6th-place finish, so look out, man. When the playoffs start, I'm watching that 8 truck. Eric Tracy comes home in 7th. Cameron Hamilton up front most of the race. Came down and made a pit stop. Not able to get back to the front, but finished in the 8th position. Cody Bam in 9th. And Brett Bieber, who was running up front all race long, comes home in 10th. 11th, Corey Bigley. 12th, Andy Kurtz sitting 2nd in the points right now, trying to hang on to that 2nd place. Andy going to need some good finishes as we get down to the playoffs, but he is still solidly into the playoff hunt for sure. Brandon Pollock in 13th. Tracy Passons recovers to a 14th place finish. Josh Oswald in 15th. Chris McClain in 16th. Kieran Church in 17th. Charles Stevens 18th. Matt Telder in 19th. Matt Telder is the No Neck Fast Repair Hard Luck Award winner in that one truck as he was up front there. Got a little contact with Daniel Pope, but able to get back to 19th. Just disappointing it happened so late that wasn't able to recover, but still a great race from him. But he's going to be the No Neck Fast Repair Hard Luck Award winner. And Travis Bieber in 20th. 21st is Brandon Wallace. 22nd, Tyler Rice. 23rd, Kyle Roberts. 24th is Steve McDonald. 25th, Spencer Gay. 26th, Davy Jones. 27th, Alex Veith. 28th, Gary Wright. 29th, Matt Knights. 30th, Jonathan Cofield. Just a tough night for Cofield. 31st, Mickey Isaac and Butch Taylor in 32nd. Well, we are down to the end of this thing. Still got to give out some awards. Hard Charger Award winner. I'm not really sure who it even is. Elliott Carlson. So congratulations to Elliott Carlson, who is going to win the Dark Horse Motorsports Hard Charger Award winner, up 12 spots. Just barely squeaked out Charles Stevens Jr. But congratulations to Elliott Carlson for that. We got to give out the Best Paint of the Night, Jeff By Jr. Art Best Paint of the Night. And should probably have given this out earlier. You know what? I'm going to give it to Davy Jones in that 10. Let's see if we can go back and maybe show that off. That 10 truck. I like that. That gear wrench, orange and black. Got a little bump in the back of it, but still a good-looking truck. So, Davy Jones going to be your Jeff By Jr. Art Best Paint of the Night. So, congratulations, Davy Jones. Well, man, oh, man. What a fantastic race. No drama. Everybody being nice. Cautions were at a minimum. 32 drivers on North Wilkesboro. I got to say, man, that was a success. As always, you got to thank Matt Clement, man. A lot of that success goes to him, but also it's just the drivers. The drivers having a lot of respect for each other. You hear some folks coming in, accepting responsibility for what they did. It doesn't make it better for the ones that are involved and get taken out, but it goes a long way. Imagine wrecking somebody and then laughing about it after. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way we do things around here. Everybody's going to make mistakes. And when you do make mistakes, you apologize for them. And I think we saw that tonight. So guys playing really nice with each other, and that's why this series is so good. Let's go look at the full screen championship standings. I believe these are accurate. I'm trying a new thing. I want to see some live points. I want to give y'all immediate point standings, something to look at, even live point standings during the race. We'll see how it works out in the playoffs. It's going to be a little funny how that works. But we'll keep working. But right now, Daniel Pope, we talked about it already, 322 points. Second place, 368 for Andy Kurtz. And Michael Kosick knocking on the door of the second place. Winner tonight, Dylan Bates in fourth. Sean Cool in fifth. Cody Bame in sixth. Elliott Carlson in seventh. Tracy Passon's eighth. Charles Stevens ninth. And Josh Oswald 10th. Jonathan Cofield still hanging on after a really bad finish tonight, but still holding on to that 11th place. Travis Beaver in 12th. 13th, Corey Bigley. 14th, Alex V. Chuck Feltz not here tonight, but still holding on to the 15th position after the race. Chris McLean in 16th. Brandon Wallace in 17th. 18th, Mickey Isaac. Jonah Colbert in 20th. And Cameron Hamilton has cracked the top 20. That is your championship standings for the top 20. Well, heck, we'll go one more. We'll see. We're going to be missing some names, but I don't want to miss showing someone's name, and you can see everybody else. I'm not going to go through them, but I got a lot of folks out tonight, but that's where everybody stands. Well, all right, guys. Well, really appreciate y'all watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Want to thank Jeff By Jr. Art for the starting grid and the best paint of the night. Dark Horse Motorsports for the Hard Charger Award winner. Chuck Pegleg for the Pole Award, the Hard Luck Award by the No Neck Fast Repair, and Flexible Freight Solution, of course, for the post race. And as always, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Wreckage Rewind. I want to thank Kevin Kinder and the Kinder Bunch for all their support all the time. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a replay that didn't involve Kinder Farm and Ranch. So, big supporters, definitely appreciate it. But anyway, that is it for me. Y'all have a great night. Another great race. Looking forward to next week at Watkins Glen, which should be a lot of fun. That road course, that doesn't sound fun. I'm telling you, it is a blast to watch these guys go wear it out. Especially guys who are not very good at it, don't do it often. It's a good one. So anyway, we'll see y'all next week. See you later.